eat my shorts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Eat My Shorts podcast. This is the podcast where I take your childhood and I slap you in the face with it. And if you hear moaning and groaning in the background, yes, that is my stepdaughter who cannot swallow a pill. So I thought this would be a good way to intro this week's episode, because on this episode, we have BOOOO, Mike Wexler, who's going to be a guest on the show. And my stepdaughter cannot hold any water or a pill in her throat. She is spitting up into the bathroom behind me. It's pretty hilarious. She's struggling. Go on. It's okay. See, she's really having a time with it, and it's fine. On this week's episode, we got Mike Wexler, and we recorded it over at the VWC wrestling show this past Sunday. I think that you're going to really enjoy the show. We got to know Mike for a little bit, and, you know, in longer form, we're going to have him on a little bit longer. Yep, and that's Cynthia in the background doing her dance for me. Do that again? I like it. Nice. Do you hear all that whining there? That's my stepdaughter. She just cannot swallow a pill for the life of her. It's Pepto-Bismol. It's not. It's definitely, yeah. Anyway, so yes, if you have been liking the podcast, please, by all means, hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Give me a follow. Give me a hug. You know, because I'm pretty depressed in this house. What? I'm kidding. Not from you. Just I deal with that. Okay, now I got the wife upset at me. I'm so sorry. That was my bad.
You get no hugs.
I get no hugs?
All the hugs you need.
I'll bring you on camera.
The only hug you're ever going to get.
All right, it's the only hugs I get. Anyway, we had a good conversation, but we have some future shows coming up. Very excited about. She cannot. I don't know if you guys can hear this. I hope you can hear this, because there's a whole thing over here. Yeah. Oh, man. So we had TJ from How Is This Fake podcast on last week. This week we have Mike Wexler. We have a 5-star, Raymond Bright, professional wrestler. He's going to be coming on the show very soon. We also have the national treasure himself. He's going to be coming on. So we got some really great guests on the way. Eat My Shorts podcast completely revamped. We're doing interviews now, and I'm loving it. If you can, do me a favor, leave a comment or anything on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And yeah, my stepdaughter's going to put her hand in she's a ham. She likes to be in front of the camera. See, there it is. There it is. Anyway, so yeah, so let's get going with my interview with Mike Wexler. All right, I'm here with Mike Wexler. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How are you? But wow.
Boo. No, honestly, I love what we did, the Boo Mike movement. I think
we did
what we did. We did it together, friend.
You did it first.
Okay, so my natural hate for Mike Wexler. No, I'm kidding. No, honestly, I didn't mean for it to be a thing. It was just that one day thing, but I feel like it's a good career start for you.
Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, it was really cool. Like you had mentioned it. I overheard the podcast. I think it was last episode or 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
That it was at the Lake Elsinore outlets, and we had like a full weekend of shows over there.
Yeah,
and it just started. And you know what? Honestly, I've kind of grown to embrace it. And
I got to ask you, how did you feel at first? Because like the show, it was funny. And then I noticed like a couple shows after, you seemed a little bothered by it. Was it something that like stung you at first?
No, it was something new, I think. And it was just for me to adjust to something like that. Because, you know, before, let's see, that was what, 2024?
Yeah.
Before that, I was mainly just a commentator. It was just like, you know, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but like I just never had a certain reaction to me. Because like, you know, I think your listeners might know, but I've been in this for almost 6 years in November, and I've never had that kind of reaction until you did that.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. It's always cool to do stuff over here in Wildomar, over in, you know, Riverside County, LA County, you know, San Diego County, wherever the case may be. I love doing it.
Well, I'm glad you're a good sport about it. I still think you need to make the t-shirts. I've told you to make the shirts, man. I'm telling you, if you're watching out in YouTube land, I'm picturing Boo Mike on the shirt, and I would wear it. I'm a Boo Mike guy is another shirt you can be.
Okay.
Like, these are things we could do. I could help you with your merch booth. We can get you all set up on Pro Wrestling Tees. You'll be rich, man.
I mean, yeah.
You have a punchable face.
That is insane to say that on camera.
I'm kidding.
But no, I thought about it. It's just time. I think time, and right now I'm kind of saving for WrestleMania week. I'll be there in Las Vegas from Wednesday to that Saturday.
You going to WrestleCon?
You know what? That's the plan. I did go last year. I had a couple friends that were a part of the media team. So shout out to Muscle Man Malcolm, if you know who that is. Wheezy Blonde, I believe, was hosting it with another TikToker. But yeah, man, it's cool vibes. I was there to help out Malcolm with some of the camera stuff and all that too. So it's really cool. That's the plan, is to be there, but who knows?
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you get some bookings and get you at every show out there. That's my big thing here is, like, in all honesty, we joke around the Boo Mike thing, but I want everyone to know, like, if there is one dude I think needs to have a career in wrestling, it's you. I really do think so. I think
like in the ring?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I'd like to get you in the ring.
Yeah, no.
I'd like to wrestle you. Power bombing you is an ideal thing for me, but no, genuinely, no. What I mean is, commentating wise, like, I can see you being a really great ring announcer or a commentator. You have the look for it. You have the talent for it. You have the voice for it.
Thank you.
A lot of guys don't have a voice for it, and yet they're everywhere in indie wrestling. So I'm not going to name names, but I do think that there are guys out there who don't have a great voice, but you do.
Thank you.
I did see some clips of you because I was kind of going back and, like, how long you've been doing stuff. You do indie films. I've seen you work with Chris Van Lee.
Yep.
How did you get with Chris Van Vliet? Like, how did that work?
So I've been watching his interviews since 2012 on YouTube. And I think I had mentioned him on an Instagram story back in 2018, 19.
Yeah.
And it's just been the constant support ever since. So he's always repost my stories and stuff like that. And it wasn't until like maybe 2020, 2021 where like it was truly like he knew who I was and stuff like that. So he's a great guy.
He's a huge wrestling fan. Like, I imagine you two bonded that way. Like, you guys are just big wrestling nerds.
I mean, but he's a professional, man. He's done it for the news station over in Chicago, in Cleveland for a while, and then
that's where
Florida.
He started, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, his show has blown up to being like it's my personal favorite podcast. Like, I look forward to the show weekly. I think he's great.
Yeah.
About you, though, like, are you going to do podcasting? Are you looking into...
So I do have my own podcast. Okay. It's called the Your Story Podcast. It's not as consistent as I had hoped it to be.
Yeah.
Because it's just timing and family stuff, and just the money towards it is just rough. I wish I was more consistent with it.
Yeah,
last year I was with, Fred Rosser, who's an incredible guy.
Yeah.
I believe Shane Hayes was back, if I remember correctly. And just James Willems, if you know who that is from...
I don't actually. I don't want to say yes, I do.
No. James Willems is he's an actor that does like comedy and stuff, but he does a show. Oh God, can you answer for it?
James Willems?
Willems? Yeah, I kept saying that.
Look up James Willems for me. Sorry, it's my son off camera. I'm gonna have him look it up.
James, if you're watching this,
I want to see.
Sorry.
I want to see James Willems.
He's done like a couple of like game shows, and he has he has this, I think, a thing on YouTube too. You just search in on Instagram at James.Willems.
All right.
Willems. I keep calling him Williams by accident, so I'm sorry. He's a professional wrestler too. He's known as James Angel.
James Angel. Now that sounds familiar. I know wrestling names. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you start saying people's real names, I'm like...
He has this famous documentary out. I don't know if it's like how many views it has now, but about him becoming a professional wrestler, and he trained over at a promotion called MPW, Millennium Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And
they're out in Orange County, right?
No, they're in LA County. It's over in Chatsworth, California, San Fernando.
Nope. I'm mixing it up.
Yeah. So that's how I knew it through that. So that's...
Is that him or here? Let me see your phone real quick. Let's see this guy.
Shameless plug.
Let's see this guy. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen him around.
Yeah, he hosts like he has a podcast with Scorpio Sky right now called...
Sim with Smeagol.
Yeah, he has a podcast out now with Scorpio Sky called.
Right on.
Oh man, he's gonna hate me if he watches this. So, James, I'm sorry I forgot the name.
What?
It's
Oh, the podcast.
the
What it
podcast
is?
name. Yeah, I forgot.
What's the name of the podcast, Landon? He's gonna pull it. He'll save you right now.
I think it's called. Unscripted. No, it's Beyond the Bell.
I've seen some of the clips on TikTok.
Yeah, it's like James Willems and Scorpio Sky. Shout out to your son, but that's researching this.
I'm putting him to work without him realizing it. He was just chilling, and I'm like, hey,
yeah,
he's the background guy.
But anyway,
well, when you find the podcast,
create a character
podcast.
Yeah,
all right, I'll check them out.
What was supposed to be originally just 2 people, they got on guests recently and all that too. I'll never forget. I remember I was talking to James I think it was now a year ago. And I remember how, like, it originally started as 2, but then Scorpio was like, hey, let's add on more people. Like, no, that's going to be a lot of work. But it's a successful podcast. I love it. I don't know if they're going to be continuing episodes, but it's a really good podcast.
I've seen some of the clips. It looks good. I was messing around with Scorpio. So Scorpio, I insulted him unknowingly, like way back in the day. I didn't know he was embarrassed by this role, but he was what was his character when Kane choked him? Do you remember that? When he was in the Daniel Bryan skit, he was Walter or something. He was like the one character they bullied.
Oh yeah.
God, he's gonna hate me for even bringing this back up because he hates it.
Yeah.
Well, Landon over here, when he was a kid, I introduced Scorpio Sky, not as Scorpio Sky. I introduced him as that character, so he knew who he was, and he gave me this look like, thanks. And he just like rock starred Landon, like he was just like, yeah, what's up, kid, and walked away.
Yeah.
He was so mad at me for that. So we've never had a good relationship after that. I don't know why. Very strange, right? I don't know. I think if you're an actor or a performer, any role's big.
Yeah.
You know, if I was like the Charmin toilet paper guy, I'm bragging.
Harold,
that's what it was. It was Harold. I introduced him as Harold. So maybe I kind of understand it now. But like, I don't know why I don't know. I think he was still trying to make it as like a famous wrestler at the time. Like he hadn't quite gotten a lot of television time. So that was like the first time that I introduced him to anyone, like as like a, hey, you remember him from TV? And Landon was like, oh yeah, Harold. It was like a whole thing.
Well, Scorpio Sky,
sorry,
all
Scorpio.
love.
Yeah, we love you. I really do. I see him in the airport from time to time, which is funny, but I never say hi to him anymore. Like, we've locked eyes a couple times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he recognizes me or what. Like, we haven't talked to him in years, but it's very funny every time we have interacted. It's like,
yeah,
like a quick
he's been nothing but a great guy to me. I mean,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, very nice and all that.
So how did you get into wrestling? Like, how so you were a super fan, I assume, like all of us are.
Okay.
How did you get working in the business? Like what?
So I started going to indie shows in 2018. I didn't know anything about the indie world back in the day. I didn't know anything until 2018, where there was a wrestling show that was down the street from my house.
Yeah.
And I stayed down the street, and it was actually like 10 minutes on the freeway. But, and my mom her best friend is the owner of the Empire Wrestling Federation.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jesse.
Yeah, so by the time I got into indie wrestling, COVID had happened. And so it shut everything down.
Yeah.
And then so I guess Jesse was looking for more camera people. And I guess my mom had put in a good word for me. And I started out as that in November of 2020. That was when I started.
Nice.
And
tough time to get started too, man, because those shows were bleak. Like,
it
wasn't the performers. I mean, just crowds 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Hard to get a crowd going. So it must have been difficult.
Well, the crowd was basically the locker room.
Oh, okay. So it was like what we saw in NXT.
Yeah.
Where it's like everyone was just rooting each other on kind of deal.
Yeah. Damn. And then I think it was that same day. If not, it was maybe the next week. But when we did the second set of tapings, they needed an interviewer, and I
just started from there.
I mean, I look back at my earlier stuff, and I'm like, ugh. But,
we all cringe at our early stuff, dude.
Yeah. So I started from there, and then from that to like late 2021, or actually early 2021, Pandemonium Pro Wrestling had started, and we just did talk shows.
Yeah.
So we went over to Burbank. And shout out to is the JFX Studios, one of those in Burbank. But it was just talk shows, man. We were just talking to wrestlers. We talked to Vinny Wasco, otherwise known as Billy Gonzalez, now in NXT. and it was just just trying to hype up storylines and create storylines until then. And then after that, I went to Orange County in late 2021, where I worked with people like Dream Slam, who's been phenomenal, has taken me in for for all the opportunities and all that. And yeah, just slowly but surely, man, it's a tough road in wrestling, man, because it's like
It's a circus, dude. It's the carny life.
Well, I mean-
like you have to get your bookings. You're your own management. You're your own talent. You have to. You're kind of your own writer sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think for me it was just I had to take a lot of risks in terms of wrestling, because like a lot of guys would just stick to one place.
Yeah.
And you know what? If that's the way you want to do it, that is totally cool with me, because like some people are successful going with one place.
Yeah.
For no discredit. It was just for me, I didn't feel comfortable being in San Bernardino.
Just stick and put
Just
at
stick
the
and-
one Fed.
Yeah. So I've traveled now to Orange County, LA County,
Yeah.
San Diego. I made my debut recently, and it wasn't easy, man. I mean, I had to show face at a lot of places, buy the ticket, and it's risky because a lot of guys won't do that. You know what I mean? And it's very risky in the business. I get that. It's just. But that's the risk that I had to take as a broadcaster to make them familiarize who I am and stuff. Because if I would have stuck in where I was in the beginning, I don't think I would be over here. I don't think I would be over in West Coast Pro, where I was just at, and meet all these great people, wrestlers and broadcasters.
Yeah, I saw you
and stuff
Championship Wrestling from Hollywood recently. You were over there, so I'm loving watching your career grow.
Thank you.
I do encourage everyone who's watching, book the kid. The guy's good. He's great for your camera work, good voice, the whole deal. I'm going to keep pushing Mike
Thank you.
until you're famous. But here's the thing. What is your ultimate goal in wrestling? Like, what do you want to do?
That's $1 million question. I've always said when I was a kid, I could get signed to ESPN. I'd be happy. If I get signed to WWE, I'm happy, or AEW or TNA. Whatever comes first, man. I don't feel like there's a set goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, especially nowadays, too, where wrestling is at the top of its peak again. I think the first time since maybe the Attitude Era, maybe even before that.
I think it makes more money than Attitude. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we look back on Attitude Era as like with rose-colored glasses, nostalgia. But the reality is, like, the money being pulled into the WWE now, that force is huge.
Well, it's
You know
on
what I mean?
ESPN now, so
It's ESPN, it's worldwide. I mean, they're having, we had the Saudi Royal Rumble and all the money it's getting pumped in from there. The merchandise is like, it's everywhere now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I open my phone, I'm seeing Pac Sun, Sheen. All of this has WWE merch that's official now.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh, get the Austin 316 shirt.
Right.
There's like 400 different variations of it. So
Yeah.
no, watching the business grows big. I could see you. I mean, have you attempted? Have you tried the tryouts? Have you?
So I will put this out publicly. I did have a tryout with WWE in 2021.
Okay.
Or was it 2021? No, 2022. I keep thinking it's 2021. 2022, it was about February. I just had the job that I have now, which is over at Cal State San Bernardino as the announcer for their
I saw
athletics
that.
program.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. this is my 5th season. So, but I remember I had just started out with that job, and then I had an email, or no, I had a text from somebody that I knew from WWE, who I cannot disclose, because if I do,
No, we don't do that.
yeah,
We don't do that. No. But your
and-
contact?
Yeah, and then they said, "Are you available early tomorrow in the morning for a Zoom call?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm down." Here's the only issue, though. The only issue is that my job had a countrywide tournament that they were hosting
Yeah.
that day. So but it was cool. I had to wake up like at 6 in the morning. I looked horrible, but I woke up at like 3 or 4, put my clothes on, and then I had a Zoom call and a tryout. I adjusted, because again, this was before I was in the wrestling business in a sense, because like this was before all the reps that I've had now and stuff like that. So it was always being able to adjust of like the way you said things and stuff like that. And then I got to the end of that call and I went straight to work. And then literally while I was at work, they were like, "Hey, we need you to create a hypothetical social media video for a hypothetical event, just to see how you do and all that stuff." So I was like, okay. So the next day I did it. I actually brought a friend of mine to go record. We did it at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium, where they used to host NXT events. So, I was like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm here at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium for the grand return of NXT. And then again, hypothetical matchups. At the time, I think Braun Breaker was NXT champion and all that. So then I do that, and I just send them the raw footage. I wasn't able to like edit or anything because I had to work again the next day. And I get a text back saying that we need it edited and all that. I'm like, I'm at work. I there's no way I can rest this job. And I never heard back from again. And it was just kind of one of those things that it kind of still eats me up to this day.
You know what, though? There's a reason for everything, right? Because
Yeah.
if you had gotten hired back then, you wouldn't have gotten all the experience you've had now.
Yeah.
Working at all these different feds, I think that you're going to learn the hard way on things, but you get to learn from other people who have been doing it for a minute. Just keep going, man.
Thank you, man.
Keep sending that out. This podcast is also nostalgia based,
Yeah.
So I talk toy collecting, all that stuff. I always ask this question of anyone who's ever on the show. What do you geek out for you personally? What was your thing as a kid? What was your, it could be anything, football, chess, it could be, you know what I mean? It could be anything.
That's a good question. I think what I geek out the most for is songs in wrestling, especially. Like what I mean by that is I feel like music is so powerful, especially in professional wrestling.
It's very important.
Because it can make or break a character. It can make a show that's being promoted. When I was little, man, I used to play SmackDown versus Raw 2007. That's my all-time favorite wrestling video game. I still till this day think it's the greatest because '08 was cool, but it didn't really have the mechanics that it did for '07. '06 was decent, but I feel like it was a little bit slower than '07.
Yeah.
The season mode was great. Don't get me wrong. Teddy Long getting ran over by a random person that turned out to be Chris Jericho was phenomenal. Or if you played the other one, it was somebody else.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Technically, it was the only SmackDown versus Raw game, to my memory, that actually had an ECW-ish invasion. Because '08, I mean, it was already a part of the brand. '07, I mean, we already had the one night stand thing. So it was already, but SmackDown versus Raw 2006 was the first one to have ECW mentioned.
Yeah, it had the
at that time
screens
frame,
and everything, the whole thing.
Because remember, I think it was Rob Van Dam. I think that was kind of foreshadowing too, because that was before he had won the ECW and WWE title,
which was huge, which was amazing.
But he had it in the video game. It was the undisputed title before it was the spinner belt.
Yep.
And he literally ECW with red white writing.
I remember.
Kind of disappointing though, because Rob and Jericho, I think, were the only ones that were ECW characters on the game.
Yep.
But aside from that's what I geek out for is the music, because '07, dude, had an unskippable playlist. Animal I've Become by 3 Days Grace is this was my favorite song. Don't hate me for this song because I know what
not
it
gonna
ended
hate
up
you.
being.
No. We don't hate on what we geek out for.
But there's a reason. So my favorite song on there, and it's the first one that always plays up, is Versus the World, Forgive Me. Now, the reason why they hate it is because a certain somebody had a tragic thing that had happened in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know who I'm talking about, look up the 2004 Royal Rumble winner. So that song was kind of too eerie for what had just happened, because I think the game had came out and then that had happened.
And then that situation happened.
Not too far afterwards.
I think it was literally a week or two. It was not very far-fetched. So
that's why they call it that song. But see, that sucks because it was
they recently started playing that song again, too.
No, I think you're thinking of Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, this is Forgive Me versus the World. Look it up on YouTube.
Forgive Me versus the World?
Versus the World is the band. It's a great song, but it ties into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, all the SmackDown versus Raws had great soundtracks, man.
Sounds like you're also a wrestling game nerd.
Yeah, I am.
You love that stuff.
My favorite all-time video game for wrestling is SmackDown versus Raw 2007. A close second, believe it or not, I actually like this game, is WWE 12.
That's a good one.
It was.
Was that the first year that was that General Manager mode?
No,
that was 11, right? No, 10. Landon. General Manager mode. When did that come out? For SmackDown versus Raw.
I think it's always been there though. 07 had it.
They took it out for a little bit. I'm trying to remember the comeback. Yeah, when they brought it back. General manager mode. Oh, really? It's been gone that long? Damn, dude.
Well, no, the last time they had general manager mode was SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I think.
So it was 8.
It was a 14-year gap.
Is that what it was? Damn, dude.
Yeah, I brought it back in 22.
See, that was my jam. I love the general manager mode.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, maybe naturally deep down in my soul, I want to be a booker or something. But
Yeah.
never started my own fed. But yeah, no, that was my favorite.
Yeah, it was just, but
That's
but the music was just so impactful.
Yeah.
Like 2K26. And now, hear me out. I
haven't played it yet. I haven't played.
Well,
the
it's
new
not
one.
out yet.
It's not out?
No, 2K26 comes out next week.
Is that just the beta videos I'm seeing on YouTube? Like people getting the beta?
Yeah,
Okay.
but they released the soundtrack.
Who's on
online.
it?
So it's, I can tell you, Turnstile, if you're a fan of Turnstile.
Don't know Turnstile.
You don't like Turnstile?
I'm old, man. I don't know who these guys are.
Okay. But it's like very rock based. But they did add the SmackDown versus Raw nostalgia with Power Man 5000.
Nice.
When worlds collide.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
I opened for them once.
Nice.
When I had a metal band back in 2004, I got to open for them at Showcase Theater.
I love that song, but the Dudley Boys' walkout song is better in my opinion.
Oh yeah. No. I loved the what was the other album I liked back then? The Forcible Entry, where they had the Dudleys where it came out, but it was Stone Cold's Disturbed.
Yeah.
That one was those were my time. That was my jam. And that wasn't Forcible Entry. That was, God damn it. Anyway, it was after Volume 4, in between Volume 4 and 5 of the music. They came out with that, so you had all that jam. But all right, anyway.
My favorite, by the way, one more time. My second all-time favorite song is Chevelle. God, well enough alone.
Control myself. That one? No.
No, it's SmackDown versus Raw 2008. If you want to look it up,
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, it's
Chevelle's 2008 song.
Well, no,
All right,
just
we'll do.
Chevelle. Yeah,
Look it up for me, Lan. All right. Well, I told you I'd only have you for like 30 minutes because you got to prep for the show.
Yeah.
We have a wrestling show tonight, Valley Wrestling Connection.
Yeah.
This is another one. Real quick before, how did you get involved with this place?
So funny enough, I bought a ticket because they were over in Marietta at the skater rink.
Yep.
And I remember Enoch.
Oh yeah. Jarrell Diaz.
Yeah. So I
Vegan Superman.
So he saw me in the crowd, and I guess they were missing a commentator. And then they were like, "Hey, this guy commentates." So then that's how I got started.
They just
with
grabbed
UFC.
you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's kind of happened to me because I think you couldn't show up one night, and then you got the other, who else has commentated here?
Don't you have a new tap partner?
Yeah, we have a new one now, Graham Denman, but he's not here tonight.
Oh.
So yeah. So it's just kind of. It's give and take, right? Like a lot of people call out and stuff. So that's how I got the gig.
Yeah.
I was on Facebook one night. They were running, and he goes, "Hey, are you close to the roller rink?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was all, "Well, you want to commentate tonight?" And I was like, "Sure." And I had not been in the business for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? It was I don't know, 8 years, I think. But yeah, it was. Yeah, no, that's how I got back here. So I don't know.
For sure.
But I'm glad we got to work together. I'm glad we're getting to work together more. I want you back on the podcast when we do a longer show.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll set up a Zoom where we can actually spend an hour and really get to know you.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
If you want to book Mike, you're going to find him on Instagram at SockMonkeyMike. Do you have anything else you want to plug?
I would just like to say thank you to Justin and the Eat My Shorts podcast for always being cool. You know, shout out to everybody that I've worked with over the years, from the Empire Wrestling Federation to Millennium Pro Wrestling to Dream Slam Wrestling. I was gonna say Pro Wrestling. Dream Slam Wrestling, West Coast Pro. We have a show over in Vegas on April 16th. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for having me on. And,
Of course, man.
Hopefully,
And-
if you're here tonight, don't boo me.
Yep.
Eat my short.